2000 Buick Enclave, and we're going to replace the front brakes. I've already loosened the lug nuts before I lifted the car here, so that's why they're coming off so easily. And continue to take these off. Now, we got 4 bolts that we're interested in here. 2 21 millimeters and 2 13s. And we're going to do the 13s first, so the caliper will stay in place and we can change the pads. Okay, so I've got this 13 out of the top. When you do that, you can rotate this to expose the brake pads here. So these now just pop out this way. Just work them out like that. You see those are pretty well worn down. Okay, so we have our new pads here. And these just pop in just where the old ones were. Oops, got a that wouldn't come out, but I've got a little piece of this wear indicator was in there. So just pop those in. You don't want to bend the little piece of metal like I almost just did. Just barely get it in there. Back side. Okay, I sprayed a little brake cleaner around the little metal pieces where the brake pads slide. You got the back one in, alright. And so now you're going to need to take a caliper spreader tool like this and spread the pistons back. You can do it while it's here. Okay, so what this does is it pushes the pistons. Okay, so you can see the pistons back in there, right there. So you use this spreader tool, place it in there like this, squeeze it, it opens, it spreads those pistons back into their cylinder so that can put the caliper back in place. Okay, so if I go back here, if we keep, boys, I need a light. Okay, so we'll look at here. Okay, there we go. So this is the one bolt right in the middle of the picture. That's 21 millimeter. That holds the caliper on, and then the right here, well, you can't really see it, but it's just on the left hand side is where the caliper bolts to the brake pad assembly part. And if we look down, we can see that second 21 millimeter and the other 13 millimeter right in the center, and there's the other 21 millimeter. So those are only 4 bolts that you have to deal with on this thing. Put a little bit of blue Loctite. I'm going to put this 13 millimeter back in the top piece right here, and then I've already got the wrench set up for the 21s in the back. So I'm going to put this one back and take the 2 21s out, and then we'll be able to remove the caliper from the rotor. Okay, actually before I take this other 21 out right there, what I'm going to do is take this Torx out, and then the rotor itself will come out. I've got a piece of cardboard down there in case the rotor falls off, and also have a bungee in case I need to tie this caliper up. Okay, I got the caliper tied up with a bungee cord right here. Just do it any way you can. The thing is surprisingly heavy, and the rotor, I believe, is going to come right off. It is, so these things are heavy as well. So So there you go. Those things, sometimes you have to hammer them to get them off, but these both came off pretty easily, so that's good. So now what we'll do is put the new rotor back on, and then put the caliper with the new pads back on. Okay, that just took a second. So we've got this little Torx screw in there, countersunk, and now I'll undo the bungee and work. Since we spread the cylinders all the way back, the pad should be wide enough such that we can fit it on the rotor. And I'll clean the rotor off in a little while. You see there's a lot of stuff on it. So hopefully it'll just fit right on there, and then while I'm holding it, I'll put one of those, this screw, this 21 millimeter in, and just get it started, so it'll hold everything in place. Okay, yeah, that went on without a problem. So we can see I've got the 21 millimeter right in the center of the screen, just started, just so it's holding everything in place. And I'm going to put some blue Loctite on the bottom one and secure that one, and then remove the top one, put some Loctite on that one, and secure that one. All right, that only took a second. So we've got the top one in, the bottom one in as well. You can see that. I'll stick my head back there. And I got a pretty long wrench here. I'm going to put about 50 foot-pounds, maybe 60, on those 21 millimeters. Probably should look up and know exactly what it is, but I think that's probably pretty close. Okay, and that does it. So we got the bolts tightened up there. Here's the bottom 21 and the other 13. I cleaned it up a good bit under there. The brake cleaner. And so that's how you do a rotor and pad swap on a 2010 Buick Enclave.